the last weekend in October. No one really sees this coming. It's been pretty warm up until then. The leaves haven't changed yet. We haven't really gotten a full sense of fall. And then all of a sudden this freak snowstorm comes that knocks out the power for a good 6 days in some places in Connecticut. Trees are down, power lines are down. For the second day of shooting that weekend, we wake up, no one has power. We can't get to our location because there's trees and power lines down everywhere. Yeah, this was not something anyone could have planned for. But we found some random way to get to the location that morning. Got to the location, everything is completely different. Even though we had walked through that location a ton of times, I'd been there with my producers. They knew they were going to set up the craft table. I'd been there with my DP. He knew where we were shooting everything. And then we get there, and it's a completely different place. It's good because this, right after a snowfall, right before the snow is melted or the trees have, shed all the snow. It's this crystalline world that only exists for one day. So it was really lucky that we got to shoot in that. But at the same time, we got there and everything's completely different. So we needed to just rethink everything on the fly, reblock everything, but kind of intense preparation for that and obsessive pre-planning and storyboarding allowed us then to just kind of think on our feet and make it work in the moment. It was definitely the biggest project I've worked on in my life up until now. Pouring a lot of myself into it, realizing that even when you're trying not to, a work like this is very autobiographical. I've also just grown so close to my crew, seeing how dedicated they are, seeing how much they put into this, and how I know that this film started off as a passion project of mine. It existed in my head, and now it belongs to so many people that collaborated on this. That's how really special this medium is, that now this is everyone's movie as well as mine. So I have so much respect and love for my crew after dealing with sprained ankles, thrown out backs, torn meniscuses, bleeding lips, poison ivy that I still kind of have all over myself. There's a laundry list of all the things that we overcame, and everyone had such a great time. It was actually the most exhilarating, stressful, crazy, happy 2 weeks of my life, and I can't wait to just do it all again. Yeah, now I'm beginning the editing process. I'm pouring over dailies. I could sit in that room for hours in the dark and just look at all this stuff and think about how it could be put together. I guess I'm at the stage now where I need to realize that the story that I wrote was one thing, but now the story that we have on film is different, and it would be a disservice to what's in these boxes to try to put that script into here, but I need to start listening to these and seeing what story this has to tell. So now beginning the editing process is a whole new state of mind. I need to stop thinking like the person who wrote it and directed it and really start thinking as the editor. What really drew me to the Wesleyan Film Department was that it's this perfect blend of theory and practice. Because yes, you can spend all of your time in a lab working with the equipment, learning these things that, will probably be outdated in a few years anyway, but you can spend all your time learning the technical aspect. But then if you go out there to make a movie and you have nothing to say, then it's kind of useless that you know how to use a camera. You have to know the history of film, know what came before you, know what people have done with it, to know what you can do new, to know what you can bring to the table. And also just having a liberal arts education at the same time, it develops your passions, your interests. Everyone who's a film major here is still taking other classes. They're still interested in other things about the world. So then you can make a movie about something, and it's not just a movie about making movies.